Are you getting my question? See what we are trying. I'll once again repeat. What I'm asking you is these are the recursive. This is the method for which I'm making the recursive calls. And by looking at the recursion tree, what we found that this problem is making multiple calls to the same function again and again. And now I want to use memoization, wherein in memoization I do not call the methods again and again. Instead, I store the value, and wherever a repeated function call is made, I just retrieve the stored value. So my question to you is, I want to use memoization in this. So I want to store the value which is being written by this method call. So now before I decide how to store that value, I need to find out which among these four parameters str1, str2, n and m, which among these parameters value should I check in order to know whether I'm making the same recursion call or am I making a different recursion call with a different set of parameters. Can anyone reply what is that parameters value I need to check to find out if this call was made earlier or this is a new call? Amman is saying that it should be n and m. Okay. Any other student? Okay, so I'll go with Aman's answer. Yes. So n and m is the right answer. Now, if you look at this calls, every time wherever I'm passing str1 and str2, when I'm calling here str1 and 2, the reference is remaining same. I'm never modifying str1 and 2. What's changing is n and m. So I need to just compare the n and m, and I need to store the value corresponding to n values of n and m. And whenever I encounter a same n and m for any other recursive call, I will be just retrieving that value. Okay, that's what I'm saying the memoization is. So now that we have identified that I need to compare two parameters n and m, that's fine. Now I need to decide a proper data structure so that I can map a value. So when n value is 1, m value is 2, this is the written value of function. That's what I have to store. So what I have to store, if n value and m value are so specific, then that value is stored. For example, let's say 4. 4 is the value I need to store. So how do I store such kind of values? We have already seen similar examples or similar use cases where we have used data structure in a Python, a container Python container type, which used to which was letting me go for such kind of storage. If you look at standard algorithms on internet and other, they will suggest you to create a two-dimensional data structure of size n and m. Then you will take n and m, then you can store. But if you recall our earlier lectures, we were able to do without using this two-dimensional data structure. What was the data structure we were using to store memoized values? We have used it for few of our earlier programs. Can you recall that? Can you recall and tell me what was that Python container type which we were using whenever I had to store memoization values based on two values? So what should I make this memoization table data structure to be? Should I make list of lists with n and m? You can make and you can do that. Most programs do, but since we are more oriented towards Python based approach, I want you to suggest the Python structure. So should I make it as set? Should I make it as list? Should I make it as tuple, or should I make it as dictionary? What is that I need to make so that there I can store this kind of values? Yes, so it should be dictionary. We have already seen that. We will make it as dictionary. So in this dictionary, the n and m will be stored as a tuple. For example, so this will have this kind of key. So key will be tuple, and so for this n and m, whatever the value I get, I'll be storing here as a value for it. So next time if I find a tuple with the same values, then I'll be just retrieving the value 3. So I'll not store them again and again. I hope you're getting what logic we are doing that. Okay, so initially I'll keep it as blank. I'll keep it as blank. Now, whenever the moment you enter into this loop, the moment you are entering into this loop, what the first thing you check? The first thing you check is the base case, right? If base case is 0 and 0, we obviously return that. So I don't think here we need to go for a memoization because it's a simple. We are not making any function call. The function calls we are making it inside the else block. So what the first thing I need to do is check if this call was already made. I need to check if this call was already made. So let us say check if this call with n and m was already made. So how do I check? If I need to check if there is any tuple with the n and m value passed inside my dictionary. What I do in that case, I rely on the get value of dictionary. So what I do, memoization dot get pass the tuple. The tuple will contain n comma m, and I will mention -1 if equal to -1. What I'm checking? That I am retrieving a value for the key with here the key is equivalent to n and a tuple of n comma m. If there is any key with this value n and m in the dictionary, it will get me the value which I'm mapping to it, and the value which I'll be mapping to it in this my entire function code will be non-negative value. Okay, either it would be 0 or whether it would be 1 or more than 1. So by default, if this key doesn't exist in dictionary, then based on this call, the get, the second parameter is a default. So if this key does not exist in this dictionary, it will return -1. So if this call to this, if it returns -1, that's what I'm checking with equal to -1. So if it returns -1, it means that this key is not existing. This key is not existing. Then you need to enter inside and then you need to repeat all this. So what I will do is, if it is not equal to -1, means already I have computed this. If I have already computed this, what I need to do? I need to just return. What I need to do? Just return the get value of this. So now I will not pass the default one. So if it is not equal to -1, directly call and return. The moment you return from this, all this below block of code will never execute because you are making a return statement directly here itself. Okay. If this block does not execute, you come under the following for the proceeding blocks. So inside the following proceeding blocks, what you need to do? What you need to do? You need to set the value. You need to set the value for that memoization. For example, get m and m. So what we do, we need, see, to add a key inside dictionary, I can use the list type structure. We have seen this in earlier OBST program. So memoization, inside memoization with a key value n and m, what I'm adding? I am adding this value 1 plus this, and then I will return the same value which I'm passing out. The same goes here as well. What you need to do? You need to call the max of both. So what you'll be doing here? So check for these values, call them. So let's say value 1, make a call for this, make a call for this. Value 2 is equal to, make a call for this. Now, what you will do here is n and m. See, this will be n and m. We are making it for m and m. Okay, n and m. This will be max of value 1, max of value 2, and return the what are the value which you have computed and stored in this. So next time when you make a call, if it is already computed, if somewhere if this is computed, you will directly retrieve the value from this. Okay. So that's it for this memoization. Let us execute. So what is the length I'm expecting for this? A, F, G, R. Let me execute this. Okay, I hope before I execute, have you understood this? This was for memoization. We took this to store the computed values for LCS method call. Okay, and this is where I'm checking the memoization. Here is a to string. Now, okay, 1, 2, and print of this. Okay, so what value I will be expecting here? A, 2. So 2 characters are matched. Then what's the other character which is mapping? I think J and K. I think I should get value as 4. Let me execute this. I'm getting it as AFR. Okay, so 5. So AFR, AFR, and J and K. So I'm getting 5. But remember, this executes far more faster than the earlier one because here I'm using memoization. So you can also print, if you want to know what is exactly inside that, you can also print the memoization array as well. So you can see how it started storing 1, 1, 2, 2, and all these values, the key values which we have computed. You can see that the max was at 7, 8. Understood? Have you understood the program? Have you understood this memoization aspect? Okay. So before going with other approach, let me ask you a question. If you understood this, you will understand that. Okay. So for this input, str1 is equal to 3 A's, str2 is equal to AFA. Can you guess what will be the length of longest common subsequence? Will it be just single A or will it be 2A? What? Do you think our program will work for this? Okay, what is expected output for this? str1 is equal to 3 times A, str2 is equal to AFA. What will be output of this longest common subsequence? Yes, it should be 2. Let us see if I get the output as 2. Am I getting output as 2? Yes. Now, if I make, it should be 3. If I make, now what will output? 0. Okay. Now, none of the characters in this match, right? Okay. So before I go to the tabulation approach, wherein we take the table and we start comparing the values of tabulation approach and all that. That's not a very big thing, but I'll see if I want to cover it in this lecture or in next lecture. But before I go to that approach, what I want, I am printing the length, right? I'm just printing the length. What I want is, I want you to print the exact subsequence. For example, for this input, what I want is, I want you to print this sequence. What is the sequence which is matching to these two strings? It is A, F, R, A, K. So what I want is, I also want the length, and I also want what is that subsequence which is the common in between these two. So now I would rely on your expertise, or initially I want some solution from your side, or some, whether it could be right or wrong, it doesn't matter to me. I want what you think I should do in this program, so that I get these values for A, F, R, and this. I get this subsequence. What should I do for this one? This is Memoized version, fine, we got all that. What I want you to suggest me, or give me some input or assistance or help, whatever you call, whether it will be right answer, wrong answer, it doesn't matter to me. What I want, how do I get this subsequence? I am able to find the length, that's fine. Now I want this subsequence. I want output, one of the output of this program to be the subsequence. What can I do? How should I do it, and where should I do it? You can take some time to think on this, and then you can answer. I'll keep quiet for that time. So where should I note that? You can tell me, sir, you have to do something between block 18 to 19, or you can say that that code has to come in block 22 to 26, or I don't think that can be done somewhere in this 14, 15, 16. If I want to do something to store that matched character, either I need to do something between this 18, 19, 20 in this block of code, or I should do something here, somewhere here in this 23, 24, 25. Can you suggest? Can you answer me? Can you think what should I do? I'm matching, I'm calculating the length, but along with length, I want to even find out what are those characters which are matching, or which are the part of that subsequence. Any other student who can answer this? See, okay, Akash has given me a solution. Use memoization. Yeah, that's what we are using memoization. Let me paste this so that everyone else can read. Okay. So what response I got is so okay. What he is saying is use memoization. Yes, we are doing from last to first. If n and m is greater than, then add that character in the result. If it is greater than, add the character in the result. So the max of this and go till n is equal to 0. Lastly, print result in reverse. Mm, okay, we are using memoization from last to first. Okay, so what you're saying, what you're asking is you're asking me to parse this memoization array. Am I right? You are asking me to parse this. Anyhow, I am storing all these results in that. You are asking me to parse this memoization array and find out all tuples of n and m, and whichever is greater in that n comma m, find out that. Are you saying that? From n minus 1 to m, n to m minus 1. Go till n is equal to 0, m is equal to 0. I'll capture the result. Okay. So I'm not getting your logic. I'm not sure. Maybe case that I'm not getting what exactly you're trying to say. Can you talk? Can you unmute and talk and explain this logic? Okay, so you're saying fine. So what we can do is you have okay. If you want to try, you can try this program as well. Okay, so what I'll do is that's very simple thing, very small thing. You have to do it. I will give you a clue. I'll give you a hint. See where you will store the sequence, where you will get that subsequence. You will get the subsequence only when you match the value, right? So in this block of code from this, the block where you are matching the character is this from 18 to 19. So you have to say, you have to smartly store the character which you are matching, the match which you have done. You have to only store the characters which are being matched. And remember, the length which you get is nothing but it's the max number of matches you get. Fine. So you have to do something in this. That's a clue to you once. The clue and hint is you have to keep track of that characters only when they match. You need not do anything here. This is just a call for this. Even if you call this, ultimately this will return to this step at some recursion chain. So you have to store your character at this block 18, 19, and 20. Fine. So what you can do is let me okay, tell me, you want to work on this from on your own or you want to give some further more hint? I think it's what I'll do is okay, what I'll give you is I will tell you something more. I may not sure if you know it or not. What I'll do is I'll take one dictionary, right? Sequence. I'll take one dictionary. Here, wherever I match, the index at which I match, either it could be n minus 1 and m minus 1 that doesn't match. So the index at which my character matches, what I'll do is to the sequence dictionary at the matched index location at n minus 1, I will store this character. So that character I'll take it from str of n minus 1. See, it doesn't matter here if I write str2 n minus 1 or n minus 1, because that all is matched. So here what I'll do is I'll just store the matched character at a key. What I'm doing, store the matched character in a dictionary with the key as index of matched character. That's what I'm doing as of now. Okay, this is what I'm doing here. So now if I execute my program, and for time being, let me commit memoization and let me print the sequence. So now if I print this, let me see what's going into this sequence. Okay, what is going into sequence? See, whenever I matched inside sequence, remember to all the students, in a dictionary, whenever I access dictionary as a list style index, this value will be stored as a n minus 1 as a key value. We have seen it in the OBST lecture. There was some confusion, but we had cleared this, right? So now whenever there is a match at that index, I am storing this character. If you look at this input A, F, G, R, what are these key? K, A, F, R, J. Are those the characters in this sequence? Yes. See, these are the characters. These are the characters of the subsequence which is matching the largest subsequence. But one thing is, it is not in that order in which I want. This sequence is not in the order. Why it is not in the order? Because in a dictionary, when you add any elements to the dictionary, the order in which the key elements are arranged in dictionary are unpredictable. We cannot say if you added 2, 1, 3 keys to the dictionary, you cannot say it will be in the same order in which you have added the key elements. It could be in any order. We cannot comment on that. So what I want, as a hint, I had told you that how I can get these values. I have stored this match characters at that index in a dictionary, right? What I want you to do, what you will do so that you will print them in the order in which I want that. You have to print it in order. So how do you print? You can print it on based on the key order. But if you do it in a key order, there is an additional n log n. You are sorting that. So as a clue to you is the further homework for you. Let me see. I'll see who can solve this and who can put the answer in the Telegram group. I'll share this program. I want you to continue and I want you to print. So as in homework, you have two choices. One, the choice one is use what I have implemented and print the values in the dictionary key in the dictionary in order of keys. That is case one. Case two, store the values in the dictionary or store the values in a dictionary like container in Python, which will preserve the order in which the values are inserted. There is one data structure, there is one container type in Python which will act as a dictionary, but it will store the key values in the order in which you have inserted in that. And that container is, I'll make it even more simple. Can anyone guess what is that container quickly? The one, can you guess what is that container? That container is inside collections. Uh, Darshana has said series. Series, you can give it a try, but it is in collection. Inside Python collection, there is one container type which is a dictionary. Yes, Samarth has given me a right answer. Samarth, oh yes. What is that? Since Samarth has given the answer, I'll type that one. What it is? Ordered dictionary. Explore this. So, as a homework, you have two options. Print this in the order of keys, or store the values in a dictionary such that the order is preserved. So you can try both the options and let me know in the Telegram group today once all the lectures are done. That should print the sequence in which the sequence in this two matches that. So we have implemented longest common subsequence problem. We have seen that recursive approach. We have implemented the recursive approach. We have implemented a memoization. We also have a very efficient approach of printing the subsequence as well. So this is a efficient approach. The more efficient is this two instead of one. So you try out and let me know if you are able to get this sequence printed in the order. Fine. So have you understood today's lecture, what we have done, what we have continued from previous lecture? So this is also being recorded. This lecture is also being recorded. I'll push this to YouTube. You can watch it later as well. So just let me know in the end, have you understood what we have seen today? What additional I want you to do? I want you to explore ordered dictionary. This will be very useful in our further coming programs. Yeah, Akash has asked me to try a test case A, B, C, and that, and check a sequence. Okay, let me see that. So let me see what Akash is asking me is okay. So what you want me to try is this sequence, right? And you want me to print both the values. Let me take this. str1 and str2. Okay, what is expected output for this? What should be the length? A, S, D, 3. I think 3 should be the answer for this, right? Okay, let me see what I'm printing. I'm printing sequence and I'm printing this one. Let me see what. Okay, okay, now I can get your response, what you're talking about. So what I get here, the sequence is 3, but I can see what you mean to say. It's a good find. Let me see if you can solve this. I can find out what's getting. Okay, so I'll tell you the output I'm getting is 3. The length is 3 is right answer, but the sequence output I'm getting is this. I think Akash, you might have got what you are expecting. Can you suggest me how I can correct this, or does it matter if I want to print the sequence? How we can solve this then? How we can minimize this? Okay. I hope why are you getting is because we are trying it multiple times wherever our index is changing. That is because here if you look at this input, we have duplicate characters at two different index. So somehow this will skip the memoization. Duplicate characters at two different, and it will skip the memoization. So now I think if you want to consider this case while printing the sequence or while inserting any value in that, You need to just check if this key already exists or not. This would be a very good case to try. I want everyone to try this. This would be a good thing. I'll write. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll upload this, and I'll also upload the program. Just continue from the program. What is the program which I've taken? Clone it from GitHub and just go further. So I hope so you all understand what's the output I'm expecting. I want you to print the sequence as well. So when you're considering sequence, make sure you also take care of such odd edge cases as well. Okay, understood? Have you all understood what is longest common subsequence and the approach? In next lecture, we'll look at the tabulation method. Okay. So that's it for this lecture. We will continue in next lecture.